Okay. Today, I will speak about symmetry. Symmetry in our relationships. Symmetry between us and others. Symmetry between you and me. If we look to our star framework, one of the 5 difficult situations is called worn out. It is the one symbolized with 3 red dots, symbolizing how we feel more and more tired. The emotional skills I have put together to address this difficult situation, to address the problems arising from it, are designed to achieve the goal symmetry. So symmetry is sort of the word I have used to like an umbrella concept, sort of containing all of the good stuff that helps us not wearing ourselves out. If I am to sort of circle the concept of symmetry, to define symmetry, I think that the most effective way of doing it is by defining what symmetry is not. So when we do not have symmetry in our relationships, when we have bad emotional health due to a lack of symmetry in our lives, then our energy will go down and we will eventually hit a wall, reach the end of the line, or act out in some way, or act in. So symmetry is not when we do all the work. Symmetry is not feeling alone. Symmetry is not, to use a modern term, symmetry is not to hustle. Symmetry is not to do the work of the other. Symmetry is not to take upon yourself the opportunity of another to surprise themselves. Symmetry is not to suffer in silence. Symmetry is not to have a stiff upper lip. Symmetry is not to smile when you do not want to. Symmetry is not to feel sorry for yourself. Symmetry is not to be passive-aggressive. Symmetry is not to be put down excessively. Symmetry is not to think of yourself as flexible when maybe you're just scared. Symmetry is not to do one thing and call it something else. Symmetry is not to make yourself lonely. Symmetry is not to forget about yourself. You are not helping the other by forgetting about yourself. You're just setting yourself and the other up for some kind of collapse. As you can hear in what I say now on this topic, symmetry is harsh. Symmetry is symmetry is straight. Symmetry has this quality of being harsh and straight, as I just said, but at the same time having this slowing down to it. We can have an image in our mind. If we think about an old person and how an old person sometimes can look us straight in the eye and say something harsh, and then just stay silent after the harsh message, and that we know when we look the old person in the eye that they are right. Symmetry is Symmetry is to sort of recognize what we have in front of us. Symmetry is to recognize who we have in front of us. Since the arrival of smartphones, more and more people have forgotten about symmetry. Since the arrival of smartphones, it has become increasingly difficult to look each other in the eye. Symmetry is not as common these days as it has been. When we look each other in the eye, we just know what we are about. We cannot lie to each other if we look each other in the eye. We feel in our gut what we are about. And symmetry is sort of to recognize each other and to know what we are about. How else are we gonna be able to work together if we do not want to know one another? Also, in these times, we live in hectic times, we live in dangerous times, we live in violent times. It is harder to work together in violent times. It just is. It demands more of us to be able to work together in volatile times such as these. So it is harder for us to look each other in the eye these days. It is harder for us to achieve symmetry, to achieve good cooperation, to achieve traction. It is harder, and my point is not to put ourselves down. My point is to put to light the difficulty of it, our discomfort about it, as well as our longing for symmetry. Basically, all of us feel more or less worn out these days. All of us feel lonely. Violent times make for lonely people. It would be a mistake to put myself down as a person. It would be a mistake for you to put yourself down as a person. These are, to use economic term, these are macro tendencies. These are big shifts, global shifts, if you will. And the times we are in, it will be harder to achieve symmetry. And therefore, there is a need to learn some skills. There is great sadness in that it is that symmetry can feel so scarce right now. That all of us feel worn out, but it can feel like there is little to do about it. That we suffer in silence, we suffer in solitude, and that it's hard to motivate any good change coming soon. It can look rather bleak. Like symmetry has gone out the window, never to come back. It can feel heavy. I feel it is important to call all of this out, to name it. That is one of the functions of this podcast. As you listen to this, you will hear me calling similar things out. So that hopefully you can go something like, yeah, that's it. So my feeling right now is that even though you cannot answer me now, I'm just speaking to you. I have this feeling that you feel a little symmetry right now. Some kind of traction. I have a feeling that you in some ways can feel that I am speaking your mind. If that is the case, if you feel some traction right now in listening to me talking about symmetry, that in itself is proof of that there are emotional skills we can learn to achieve symmetry, even in difficult times such as these. Emotional skills work if we work on them, if we daily put our minds to it and practice the different skills, we will see results. And the good thing about symmetry is that if done correctly, we can achieve traction and rapport very quickly. people long for symmetry. People long for connection and traction. So if we know what we're doing, almost all people are very open to symmetry. If our intention is right, and if our claims are respectful, then symmetry can be achieved. And that is not my belief, that is just facts, how it works. So, in conclusion, if you know that you are a person who is prone to feeling worn out, I would suggest that you look up emotional skills for achieving symmetry. For example, you can look up the red triad in the material. The red triad called the worn out triad. You can look up the 3 specific emotional skills that I have put there. They are called no fixing, call and response, and realistic. Yeah. I think that was it for today, actually. Do you have any question or something you're thinking about on the subject?
No.
And that's it. Thank you.